Hi, my name's Chris Kirk. I head up Ultima Labs here at Ultima, and our department are responsible for creating products that help customers drive value for their businesses. It doesn't matter if you're healthcare, hospitality, manufacturing, automotive, you name it, we will make products for those businesses. And one of the core products that we make is IA Cloud, IA standing for Intelligent Automation. Now, IA Cloud is a SaaS-based product to help customers who are looking to go to the cloud for their infrastructure, to help them manage it as easy and as simple as possible. And that is our core ethos here at Ultima and Ultima Labs. We make products like IA Cloud to make things as simple and as easy as possible. So from security and compliance, through to monitoring and management, through to optimization of your cloud computing, IA Cloud has got you covered. One of the core problems when moving to cloud computing is optimization. And what we mean by optimization is, as you move into the cloud, you go from capital expenditure, i.e. you're procuring hardware and therefore you're just paying for one cost for that hardware over its lifetime, to what we call operational costs, which means that in the cloud, for your computing, for your virtual machines, for example, you're paying by the minute, by the hour, depending on how much compute resource you require. For businesses that are making the move into the cloud, the problem they have is controlling these costs through this operational cost model. Customers are not used to looking at costs where they're being charged by the hour for their cloud computing, and they immediately start firefighting these costs as a big problem for their businesses. For example, most customers that we've seen from our experience, they will budget for their cloud computing expenditure for the following year, and through our experience we've seen that you actually need to double, generally speaking, your budget, such as the way cloud computing costs can spiral out of control and you immediately have to start firefighting. And that can be from just general wastage, from resources that you've deployed and you don't need anymore, but they are left there and they're running, and people don't know about them, to bad practice, to resources that were fine from an on-premises perspective, but now you've moved them into the cloud, they're over-egged, they're overutilized, they're using too much resource to what they're actually doing, and therefore it's costing you more money. With IA Cloud, this is one of our biggest areas, and we design IA Cloud to give you peace of mind and information in a very simple and easy to use fashion. With our optimization service in IA Cloud, we help customers save approximately 30% of their cloud spend on average. And we do this through real-world experience. IA Cloud every day looks at customers' Azure compute resources and automatically scans them and compiles information that even a CEO or a C-level person, i.e. a non-technical person, could understand what it's trying to tell you from an efficiency perspective. What we're trying to do here is balance performance versus efficiency. We're trying to get a balance between these two areas working in harmony with each other. And IA Cloud allows you to do that through things like right sizing, through our analytics service, better sized SKUs for your resources, even resources that are not really doing anything anymore and telling you how you can better utilize them or perhaps even delete them. IA Cloud is here to make your environment as efficient as possible. One of the biggest areas that we talk to CEOs and CTOs alike, not just in the enterprise sphere of businesses, but even in the mid-market and small business, is security. Now, we have seen from our own experience things like vulnerabilities, ransomware, malware, etc. These have doubled year on year for the past 4 or 5 years through our own experience. And therefore security is top of the agenda for the majority of businesses. Now, the way IA Cloud handles this is again with our ethos around simplicity and ease of use and ease of getting information to customers. And security is no different. Our governance and security compliance feature within IA Cloud allows customers to see how their cloud infrastructure is performing against security best practices. Now, what I mean by security best practice is not only industry frameworks, such as CIS, which is called Center of Internet Security, but also down to our own best practice experience, we have got over 30 years of best practice experience doing security analysis on cloud computing combined through our own consultancy staff. And that means that our staff know exactly what to look for in terms of looking at your cloud compute resources, look at the infrastructure and knowing where they potentially have not been configured correctly from a security best practice. This means that you can look at your resources and have confidence that they are configured correctly, but more importantly, iCloud allows you to do this continuously. This is not a one-time thing. In the cloud, you're constantly adding new resources, you're constantly making changes, and to do this kind of review by hand is an enormous amount of effort and technical effort that you may not have available to you all the time. You need to be able to review those resources continuously, and that is an enormous amount of work for a team to go through all of your resources bit by bit. And that's where iCloud really shines in terms of that feature. Because it is through automation and it's reviewing it automatically for you, it's telling you in plain, simple English, look at your resources, these are the potential pitfalls from a security perspective, and here's how you go about potentially remediating against them as well. On top of that, vulnerability scanning from certain services that you're using in the cloud, in Microsoft Azure, it will come a point where third-party products or Microsoft solutions in terms of their software, they may have vulnerabilities in them if you're using them over a long period of time. It's the nature of working in the IT industry with those resources. What iCloud will do for you is it periodically scans for high or critical vulnerabilities in Microsoft services in the cloud and advises you against using them. But if you are using these resources as part of your cloud computing, the iCloud vulnerability scanner will explain to you the description of the vulnerability and give you access to a remediation report on that vulnerability itself in plain English. It's going to speed up that process of looking at vulnerabilities that potentially could exist in your cloud environment and make it as simple and as easy as possible to remediate against those vulnerabilities. So through our own research and talking to our customers, it's apparent that not just in the enterprise space, but the mid-market and the small business space, cloud computing is growing at an accelerated rate. In small business alone, 31% of small businesses report that they are using the cloud for the majority of their workloads, and 28% are using it for some of their workloads in terms of running their compute resources in Microsoft Azure, for example. This creates a unique problem for businesses because they are effectively looking to the future, but they don't necessarily have the visibility or the management layer to be able to see exactly what is happening in their cloud compute environment. Now, there might be several reasons why customers are moving to the cloud, even in the mid-market or the small business space. There is supply chain issues, for example. Many businesses are trying to buy new hardware and they simply can't because the hardware volume just isn't available at the moment due to those issues. There's also energy consumption problems for customers paying their energy bills for their data centers, where they want to maybe move that to the cloud to eliminate that problem. Even down to some businesses in the hospitality area that are looking at sustainability as an area where they can improve that by using cloud computing rather than running things on premises. So there's a multitude of reasons why this is accelerating into the cloud, but it doesn't help or stop that issue with managing those workloads that are running in Azure. For that management problem that customers are experiencing, this is where iCloud really comes to the front to help those customers through its simplicity and ease of use for management and monitoring of those resources. Now, monitoring and management are key components to making sure that your environment is working and is healthy and there aren't any particular problems that are going to creep up on you running your infrastructure in the cloud. And the reason why this is so complicated is because gone are the days of simply running servers or virtual machines like you do on premises in the cloud. Even small businesses are using what is referred to as platform as a service or serverless computing. So this means from a management and monitoring perspective, you can't put agents on those resources. You can't install an agent and see the telemetry and see the CPU and memory and the disk usage and then do thresholding to see kind of if it's performing badly or there's a problem or anything like that. This is where iCloud has native capabilities for management and monitoring to work for the cloud as it was designed. This means that regardless of where you are on your cloud journey, if you're using containers, you're still using traditional virtual machines, or anything in the middle from storage accounts, your virtual networking, any other kind of PaaS service you can think of, IA Cloud supports all those common resources and also does one better. It will scan every day for new resources as you build out your environment, and it will automatically onboard them itself for management and monitoring and reporting without you having to lift a finger. There's no human intervention required for you to be able to do that. So you know that your environment from your cloud computing perspective in Azure is completely covered. One small but very important aspect when we talk to customers about their on-prem data centers or their journey to the cloud for their computing needs for Microsoft Azure is documentation. Now, documentation is at the bottom of everyone's to-do list. It requires a lot of manual effort. It requires a technical person who might be busy with other jobs or priorities from their day-to-day workload, but it's still important at the end of the day. It's important for a variety of reasons, from you might be doing an audit and therefore you need documentation on how everything is put together and configured, for example, with things like Visio diagrams and settings and information on your resources, all the way through to if you have a problem and you need to work out how things hang together, then you need that in writing as an emergency. And we speak to many, many customers that simply don't have the time and the capacity to be able to do this, especially when they start using cloud computing. So this is where IA Cloud has a unique feature, and that is our automated documentation service. IA Cloud is designed so every 8 weeks, as well as the point of install, IA Cloud scans your Azure environment. You could be using one subscription, you could be using multiple subscriptions. It doesn't matter what billing model you're on. It will look at all of your resources and it will automatically compile documentation ready for you as if a consultant had written it. That includes Visio diagrams, that includes configuration information, everything. As long as that resource is generally available and is live, then IA Cloud will capture it for you. And that saves you an enormous amount of time and effort because you don't need a person doing it. IA Cloud will do it for you. For IA Cloud as a product to help you with your security, your management, your monitoring, and your optimization of your cloud computing in Microsoft Azure, we give you the option of purchasing the product off the shelf and running with your existing teams. That means they can get a cloud management and governance solution that makes things easier for them and speeds up all those things regarding optimization, management and monitoring, security, documentation, and makes their lives a lot easier. But we are aware for some customers, from enterprise through to mid-market, through to small business, you may not have the expertise in-house to be able to do this. And that's where Ultima as a business works in collaboration with each other in a really powerful and unique way, because we can take our own tooling that we can sell to you off the shelf, or you can combine that tooling with expertise available from Ultima. Ultima will use the tooling in conjunction with you to give you new skills in-house to help your staff get the best out of your environment and give you support on your cloud journey and your Azure resources to make sure you've got the best of both worlds. You've got great management and monitoring and governance through IA Cloud and the expertise to back it up for you and your business. So get in contact today, where we have a sandbox environment as a free trial available for IA Cloud that allows you to test out the platform, or contact us today for more information regarding our expert service if you want to partner with the IA Cloud tooling as well, or visit our website for more information regarding the IA Cloud platform, our expert services, or general data sheets and white papers to help you get the most out of your cloud computing experience.